My lord, my lord, my lord. It says I'm live. Okay. Rumble is struggling here. Come on, Rumble. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Rumble's way behind. Holy hell. All right, how's it going, everyone? Whew. Sorry, I was running. You ever... Anybody's ever done a live stream or anything? Hell, you don't even have to be doing that. Just doing something in life where you have a time set to do something. Doesn't it seem like everything just colludes to mess with you right then? My dogs, who normally love to eat. Well, one of my dogs is just suddenly going, I don't feel like eating. It's like, oh my God. So yeah, I finally had to tell her, well, I can't leave it out because then our big dog will eat it all. So I had to put her food in the oven. Then you got to watch the cats because the dogs want to eat the cat's food. So, ugh. Everybody was taking their time. All right, Rumble is really lagging. Rumble, I'm already live. Just get to the live stream. All right. But we are up and running, even though my YouTube is really lagging. Wow. It doesn't like when I flip from side to side anymore, checking my other stream. It gets kind of downright bitchy. Sorry if I'm still moving some stuff here. Sorry about the moving camera, because my other screen I'm trying to line up is catching on everything. It's like, good grief. Oh, happy Saturday. Well, some of you may not be Saturday. Depends when you see this, honestly. But yeah, whew. Today is the day, ooh, booga booga, the big day of protest. What is going on with this? Sorry, this is acting like it's not sized properly. It should be. Okay. Don't know what's going on there, but okay. So, it's not showing the top of my screen a little. I'm not sure what. Oh, it moved. Hang on, let me pull this down. Hey, look at that. Not sure what did that or why. Welcome to Software Wars. Okay. So, yeah, today is the big day. Big day of protest. I mean, some of these look pretty decently, sized. But I don't know if they're going to get the millions and millions. They were touting it's going to be millions and millions of people. I mean, nationwide. I mean, the biggest protest I think I saw looking around was 20,000 people. Oops, I'm checking for an echo. Okay. 20,000 people or so. Well, that was estimates from the left media sources. I've seen other estimates that is actually lower, but some of them look 20,000, maybe a little bigger people. But I tell you what, it takes an awful lot to get to millions. So we'll see later if we actually get to see these millions of supporters. Or, lefty supporters. The leftards mad for no reason. This is the dumb, smooth-brained sheeple. The left can just aim anywhere. They can just aim it and the sheeple will go. Hey, you should be angry about this. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what that is doing. There we go. Like I said, I keep saying this so much, and it bears just repeating. The left goes, well, we hate wars. You love their Ukraine war. You love Tesla. You hate Tesla. You hate waste and fraud and big government. You love waste and fraud and big government. Jesus. Just stupid. You are full screen and I can hear you pontificate. Yes, I should be full screen right now. Well, almost. I actually set my camera size down so when I pull over to smaller me, I'm less in the way. So it's almost full screen. So yeah, you should be able to see me. Most of the screen. But I did, so far I talked to my software guys. They say the hotkeys, they think they found the problem. So I did a update or re-upload. It should work, so we'll see. But I will try to remember to do that before I go wandering. But how you doing, Mr. Patterson? Boy, these, I don't know. What do you got? What do you think? And, live or if you see this later, what do you think? Do you think the Democrats and lefties are going to get the numbers they were touting for these protests? I don't. Do I think they're going to get 1 million? Maybe. Do I think they're going to get millions? I don't think so. Like I said, the biggest protest I saw looking around, which we'll look at in a little bit, was, I believe, in Boston. And I don't know, maybe the one in New York is maybe a little bigger, but I see estimates between 20,000 on the Boston one. Now, New York, I did misspeak. I think they're saying somewhere between 20 and 35,000. Maybe 40,000. I don't know. But that's a far cry from millions. So, we'll see. So, what do you think, Mr. Patterson? Think we'll see millions? I mean, I saw a bunch of posts from these lefties before saying there's going to be 10 million plus people out there protesting. I don't think I'm going to get anywhere near that. I think we might, and I'm going to give them numbers here. I'm going to say we might see 1, maybe 2 million. I don't know. Just an update. I seen earlier issues. What's that mean? I mean, I was looking around a little bit ago. Doesn't look like too much violence. Hey, I'll take it, lefties. Don't be violent. That's fine. Get that off my cursor wandered back into my eyeballs there. It's like my mouse had a little tension on the line there. What do you mean you had an update? You saw an update. So I'm just asking, what do you guys think? I mean, I was just looking stuff up right now. There's not a lot of violence. There's not a lot. I don't think they're going to get the millions. Haven't heard anything about it at the meetings. What meetings? What? Hey, Connie, how you doing? Greetings from the non-free state of Colorado, where your Second Amendment is even worse off than the Second Amendment is in Illinois. And once again, my biggest bitch is, hey, Supreme Court, thumbs out of asses, rule on the Second Amendment, all these illegal Second Amendment violations, or get the fuck off that court. I'm sorry, but sooner or later, we are going to have to do something as a people to impeach the SCOTUS judges who won't do their jobs. How you doing today, Connie? All right, guys. But no, I don't think we're going to see a lot of violence. I hope not. I think a lot of the left has learned. At least I hope so. I really do. We'll see what happens after it gets dark. Because, you know, cockroaches don't like to come out in the daylight. So that is what has me worried right now. Also, I think we're not going to see as big a turnout or violence chances. Because right now, a lot of the country is in a little bit of a cooling wave again. And, you know, they don't like to come out in the cold. They're lazy. They don't have, you know, that soy and tofu. Don't keep you very ready to stand up to the cold. And also, I don't think they believe in exactly what they say. I think it's all just bullshit. People still keep their firearms. I know the state sucks. That's a habit in Illinois. From what I heard, when they made all the illegal Illinois gun laws, a lot of people said F you. Last I knew, Illinois' gun laws, illegal ones, the SAFE Act, you got to register, which is illegal. The government's not supposed to have to know anything what you're doing. It's supposed to be, yeah. So it looks like maybe 5% of all firearms owners in Illinois registered that. The rest are like, fuck you. So I'm betting a lot of Coloradans, not the people who moved in from California and screwed up Colorado, but a lot of Coloradans are going to say F you. STFU. But no, these protests, I think the colder weather, because in my area today, we got to about 50-ish, but it felt like, according to the forecast, it felt with the wind and kind of off and on sun, it felt like it was in the 40s, and the wind chill was putting it low 40s. So I don't know, and I know that spread through a lot of the country, so that may actually tamp down on the size of their protests a little, the length, and possibly the violence. So I'm just hoping after dark it doesn't get violent. What do you guys think? Do you think it's going to get, you think after dark we're going to have to worry, or do you think they just don't have the stomach for it this time? Or you think maybe from high, their powers that be said, No violence this time. Please, we can't have it. Maybe they aren't going to be out there going, get people's faces and get them Trumpy people. I don't know. Well, all I'll say, Connie, is too bad all mine got lost. Boating accident. I have nothing. So, not going to tell anybody what to do, but be careful bringing them out when you're going fishing. Dang it. But yeah, so there's a lot of crap going on with this protest. I don't think it's going to be a big a deal, but we are going to, let me pull this off here real quick. Here we go. Let me shrink me down, but I got to be on this window. That's one change they said they did not get better. For some reason, I have to be there to size it. Woohoo! There we go. All right. You know me, I do like to use my lefty sources. I like how right up front we see AFGE, the Federal Workers Union, which I believe should be illegal. Unions had a good time. They still have sometimes good points for unions, but for private workers, not for government. Government workers should have zero unions. I'm sorry, you shouldn't. I think government worker unions are bullshit. Because who are they unionizing against? Us, the taxpayer. And most of these government workers have no competition. Unions came in to deal with competition from scab workers, from other businesses, undercutting labor, bad labor laws, you name it. Government workers are some of the most pampered fuckers out there. And who are they all against? You and me. Just after more of our tax money when they already, most of them, get more benefits than any of us will ever get. They get better work conditions, better work hours. They retire better. They get bennies for life, most of them, for good. If you work, depending where you work, in Congress, 6 months, you get it for life. But half these guys know. I don't think they should have a workers' union. Especially since a lot of them, there is no competition. Because in a lot of states, like teachers' unions and everything else, there's a lot of things where you're not allowed to hire outside of the government unions. It is in the constitutions of a lot of states, which I think is absolute shit, that you can't hire a teacher that's not part of the teachers' union. Well, that's kind of horse crap. So there's no competition. All they are is a voting bloc for the Democrat Party. That's all they are. They're part of the machine. So there should be no government unions. I know some people may disagree, but I think no. But I love how these idiots are over here protesting. Hey, crooks, hands off. Dude, he's showing waste and fraud, Trump and Elon. Get rid of waste, Trump. Get rid of fraud, Vance. Get rid of abuse, Musk. You guys are idiots. This is the smooth-brained leftist sheep army right here. They are so fucking stupid. And they are stupid. You can't, I know, some people are like, God, you get worked up. Yes, because this is stupidity. They watch their PMS NBC, they watch their idiotic lefty crap, and they don't look at actually what's going on. Well, they'll go, there's no fraud. Dude, just a couple of years ago, you guys were screeching about fraud. Back during Obama, right up until Trump, lefties were screeching about big government, big fraud. They even wanted to build a wall before Trump. You got Nancy Pelosi, there's a video, somebody pulled up Nancy Pelosi some years before Trump saying about how they had to get waste and fraud out of the government. Yeah. So this is the actual stupidity of the left. These are smooth-brained morons that can be aimed. Yeah, they have no real beliefs. They are just stupid, brainwashed sheep. And I'll say, you're brainwashed sheep. Let's see here. CNN. Okay, now, they're not sure here about this yet. I have not seen numbers to justify this first sentence yet. Millions of people took part in protests against President Donald Trump and Elon Musk across all 50 states and globally. Ha ha ha! There's where they get you. Who gives a rat's ass about any jackwagon protesting Donald Trump and Elon Musk in, sorry, throw you under the bus, guys, Scotland, the UK, and the rest of the UK. How about Abu Dhabi, where their normal got mailed to? Who gives a shit about protesters in other countries? They do that just to pad their numbers. I don't give a rat's ass about protesters in China or Afghanistan or France. I don't give a rat. The fact they included them there is nonsensical because they make zero sense to even talk about. They mean nothing to us in our protests of our government. I don't give a rat's ass. What do you think of Trump's tariffs? What Trump is doing or Trump himself? If you're in another country, get fucked. You don't see us protesting about, Trudeau. He's a jackass. You don't see a bunch of American protesters down with Trudeau. Stupid. But yeah, globally on Saturday, organized by a pro-democracy movement. I always tell you wording. The Democrats do not believe in democracy. They were democracy like parrots during the election. They dropped that word like crazy when they lost. Now it's coming back in these groups. We're a pro-democracy group. The fuck you are. You lost. Democracy spoke. So once again, the left doesn't give a shit about democracy. They give a shit about democracy when they win. Or when they can use it as a cudgel against the American people. Soon as they lose, democracy is just another catchword like anti-fascist. We're anti-fascist. But everything we stand for is fascist, but we're anti because we said so. We call it that, so ollie ollie oxen free. Democracy was spouted like crazy. It went away. Now, pro-democracy when they want it. So their smooth brains can go, we're out there marching for democracy. No, you're not. You lost. Democracy is what November 5th was. Democracy spoke. You lost. You lost badly. Fuck off. This pro-democracy movement. A pro-democracy movement would be looking at November 5th going, shit, we lost. What do we got to do to not lose again? Let's get our shit in order. Let's see what caused us to lose. And maybe see if we can moderate a little and try to win in the midterms and the presidential election. Nope, we're not going to do any of that. We're just going to say we're pro-democracy in response to what they call a hostile takeover. The hostile takeover they're talking about is you, me, and over 50% of America voting for Trump. So the election of actual democracy, they're calling a hostile takeover because they lost. This is the problem with Democrats and leftards in general. They only believe in it when they are winning, when they can use it as a cudgel. As soon as they lose, oh my God, this is a hostile takeover against us. Election. So once again, they prove they are the fascists. They will screech about democracy just like certain German people did in the 40s and 30s. But then as soon as it's not viable for them, they go, it's a hostile takeover. Anybody disagrees with us? Fascist. You are socialist, fascist jackasses. Well, they call a hostile takeover an attack on American rights and freedoms. Yeah, so free. We voted. You lost. So yeah, over 1,400 hands-off mass action protests. We're going to talk a little bit about that in a little bit. Were held at state capitals, federal buildings, congressional offices, Social Security headquarters, parks and city halls throughout the entire country. Anywhere we can make sure they hear us, organizers said. Hands-off demands an end to this billionaire power grab. What power is he grabbing? Show me where he is extended, where Trump has gone beyond his presidential powers. They can't. It's a talking point. They will sit there, oh my God, he's just being a dictator. Then you actually try to pin him down. Actually ask a couple, seriously. Go, okay, what powers has he seized that are not listed for the president? Come on, show me the act. Show me the actual law he's broken, the actual bill, the actual separation of powers, the executive branch powers. Where has he broken them? And they will start drooling. Fascist dictator. That's what all fall back on. They have nothing. He's broken no laws. He has not stepped out of his authority. In fact, Donald Trump is making a big mistake, in my opinion, and not stepping up with his authority enough. Those judges making these illegal rulings, these district court judges are making illegal rulings. And Congress is jacking off, sorry. They're jacking off in the people's house, talking about, well, a woman who ran for one of the most important jobs in the world, excuse me, suddenly decided she wanted to have a kid after she took that job. So now we should not make her do her job. She should be able to sit at home with the kid. Even though we supply amazing health care and daycare for the kid, and they only have 10 legislative days where they're actually doing stuff in Congress in a month. And now because of this, they closed Congress down for 3 days, and now 7. They are going to work, do real work in the people's house, 7 fudging days. This is what Republicans are wasting time on. Instead of looking at these judges and going, fuck you, that's illegal. Impeach their asses. Get off your ass, Mike Johnson and Republicans. This is what I was worried about. The uniparty is striking back. There are a lot of Republicans that are uniparty, just like the Democrats. They always find a way to block what is good for you and me. What actually would change things in this country. What would actually get something done. Suddenly, some jackass GOP pops up and goes, nope, I'm going to go with the Democrats. And it's always just enough to block anything real from getting fucking done. We need to remember who these assholes are, and they need to be voted out. Hell, if you got any of these people who are stood against and blocked Congress and doing a damn thing over this whole baby crap, if you have a way to impeach them in your state, impeach them now. Time to start sending messages. Fuck you, we voted, do what we said. You are there to be a puppet. Dance, monkey, dance. This whole baby bullshit is not what we want you spending time on. And I'm sorry, if you take one of the most important jobs in the world, and then you go, I'm not choosing to have a kid, but now I should be able to stay home for 6 to 8 months. Fuck you. You're not hitting a button. You get in Congress, you debate, you talk to other people, you read stuff, do your job. Or get the fuck out. I am tired of this crap for Republicans. Republicans are pieces of shit. That's why I'm not a Republican. Somehow they always snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. Every fucking time. That's why I call them Republicans. Bunch of dicks. Whether you are mobilized by the attacks on our democracy, I swear, they use that word just like they use Antifa. We're anti-fascist. But then you point out everything they stood for is fascism, they freak out. Democracy is you lost. The slashing of jobs, because we voted. The invasion of our privacy. Where? Do these idiots have any idea how many unelected officials have access to their information every day? There are assholes working in the mail room in our government, mailrooms of our government going, they can see everything about you. You think they've got security clearance or anything? No. They have access to all your shit. You know how many people in our government have access to your shit and most of them never been voted in? Dummies. Elon Musk actually has security clearance before Trump. Before anybody says, yeah, well, Trump gave it. No, because the guy builds rockets. He's had security clearance, top secret clearance for a long time. He has to. There are people that work in SpaceX that have to also with him. So screw off, morons. Sorry to be worked up. This is what happens when I come in from the gym and having animals that really slow me down. So these idiots, I like how they say millions up here, But nearly 600,000 people had signed up to attend the events, which took place in, watch this, major cities like London and Paris. Who gives a fuck about London and Paris? You know? Hey, maybe London and Paris should be protesting their socialist takeover, their communist takeover, the lack of free speech. You can be jailed for a post online now if you bother somebody. So maybe they should be protesting their own fucking leaders. But who gives a rat's ass? So 600,000 people, I like how they say this though. See, once again, wording, signed up for events, some of which took place in major cities like London and Paris. So how many in America actually signed up? Just saying. Yeah, CNN has reached to the White House for a statement. The White House, they go, fuck you. So whatever. I don't think they're going to get the millions. I think it's, okay, take out everybody in another country we don't give a rat's ass about. I'd want to see the actual numbers. You know the leftist media is going to inflate it like crazy. If it's, what in the hell? Get off me. Windows. Don't you dare try to update right now, Windows. I will kick your ass. It's a saying, YouTube. You can't kick the ass of a computer program. And not yet. But yeah. You know, if they say, if there's 50,000 people, they're going to say it's 300,000. So, I would like to know what the real numbers are in America. There's the only people we give a shit about protesting our government. And as long as they're peaceful, hey, they have the right to. I'm worried about after dark. I really am. All right, catch up the chat here a little bit. Wind myself down, try to get my O2 level up a little. Get zen. Oh, people keep their yada. They're pussies. From the cold. Yes, they are. Tell him not to take his friends fishing. Oh, no. No, buddy, you're telling the opposite. Take his friends fishing and they go, oopsie, they got lost. Just me or these protesters look like they don't work and have never paid taxes. Oh, 100%. And if they're government workers, here's a problem. People actually say, well, government workers pay taxes. That shows how little. I had to argue with some people on Facebook. I love Facebook. Man, there's some really dumb people on Facebook. You can, had people, well, they pay taxes. I go, no, they don't. How do you figure? They live off our taxes. They are net negative on our taxes. Yeah, their whole salary, their bennies, their car, their house, everything comes from our taxes. Well, they pay taxes the end of the year. No, we just get some of our tax money back. You're idiots. We pay, let's say we pay this guy on the left here, Mr. Federal Workers Union here. Let's say we pay him $50,000 a year in a government job. It's probably more than that, probably $100,000 a year. Let's get $100,000. Let's give you more realistic. He gets paid $100,000 a year. Every bit of that $100,000 comes from our taxes. That is tax money paying him. His benefits are tax money. His kid gets a cold. His wife needs a lung transplant. Our tax money. All of his meds, tax money. The gasoline goes in his car is paid for by our taxes. So when he does his taxes at the end of the year, any tax he was charged, except for sales tax if he buys a stick of gum, that's still tax. That's tax money just negating itself. But any so-called income tax he paid, whether he pays in or gets money back, it's still our tax money. He has not truly paid any tax. The more government workers we have, the more of a drain on our tax dollars we have. That is just tax dollars going around in circles. That's it. We only get a little back here and there when they go and buy a stick of gum or gasoline or new tires or whatever else. Yeah, that's our tax dollars. They do not technically or realistically pay taxes. So, yeah. But yes, well, some of them do look like they haven't worked, but we can talk about why here in a little bit. Live in their grandma's basement. Hey. Okay, I'm not in my grandma's basement. This is my basement. But hey, that hurt a little. UK better worry about their own countries. 100%. UK is up a creek. UK is horribly bad off. There are people like Sargon of Akkad. There's a bunch of people from the UK are saying that UK may be lost. They may never get it right. It may be done for the UK. It may have gone past the tipping point. They say they needed a Trump-like figure in the UK 10, 15 years ago or more. Maybe up to 20 years ago. So yeah, UK may be lost by hell, even Douglas Murray might kind of think so. So I don't agree with him on everything. But yes, they are sore losers and jackasses. They need to get somewhere else in their place, someone who can do the work. The problem is the governor. Yeah. No, Bunny, your problem is the same problem we have in Illinois. The voters. The voters do it. Illinois, people bitch and bitch and bitch and then turn around and vote for the same jackasses. I was on Facebook the other night, yes, again, still arguing with some idiot in one of the Illinois policy pages where people are saying how much they want to move out of Illinois, how much they have moved out of Illinois, and happy they did. Well, Republicans would do worse. She called them, some really bad words, Republic. And I'm like, are you stupid? The Democrats, I've had to remind another one, Democrats have had a super majority because she started going off on Bruce Rauner, who is a Republican governor. I didn't much care for him, but he did try to do things to fix his state. But he was overruled every time. Democrats have a supermajority. No matter what the governor did, they could overrule it. And if they did something stupid, he vetoed it, they could override his veto. And this chick was screaming at me, she's like all these other leftards in Illinois, there's no supermajority. So I give her link upon link upon link of news stories from leftist Illinois sources talking about the supermajority. And then what do I get? Yeah, fuck you. Republicans would do worse. Oh my God. So, Bunny, you have the same problem I do here in Illinois. You have a voter issue. And for us in Illinois, it's god-darn Chicago. The dummies up there who voted in a mayor who now has like a 6% approval rating. This is who you idiots voted for. I don't feel for you. You voted for all this shit. So all the money going to illegals, all the problems you're having up there, all the crime, it's on you. Too bad the rest of this state has to go with it. I am for any county or city who wants to break off from the state being able to do it. We shouldn't need okay. We should not need the okay of anybody to say, fuck you, I'm out of here. If you are under a government that has zero, and I understand where this could go. When you are part of being under a government that has zero interest, in doing anything that reflects you, represents you at all, you should be able to leave. When over 36 counties in Illinois, over a third of the counties in Illinois want to leave. They've already voted. And I got a feeling if they left, a lot of others say, oh, cool, let's go. They want to join Iowa or Indiana. Yeah, and it's not a joke. There's real movements to try to get that to happen. But, oh, no, both states have to, Illinois never let a tax dollar go. The federal government has to okay it. They can't get off their ass and get this baby stuff off their docket and actually do something. No, I think we should have the right. If 36 counties say, screw you, some of us going to Iowa, some of us going to Indiana, that's it, we're gone. That's it. There's no way to fix these states with your Democrat voting cities. You can never get out from under that. You can never get out from under these brainwashed smooth heads like you see right here. You must, sooner or later, have the right to walk away. And I'm not saying we'll move out of state. Fuck you. I own my shit. I shouldn't have to give it up because of jackasses in Chicago who have no idea what it's like to live outside of their big city bubble. So no, if we don't get represented, we should be able to leave. The counties should be able to go boop. And then, you know why Illinois won't let them go? Because they can't live without downstate. Downstate feeds them sons of bitches. Downstate sends them half their power. Downstate sends them a crap load of the tax dollars that Chicago sucks up. And people, oh, Chicago, without Chicago, Illinois would be busted. No. Chicago's a net drain. They steal money from all the downstate school systems to prop up that school system. Chicago's such a great moneymaker, why can't they support the school system? All the illegal aliens, the money is being stolen from the whole state to support them in Chicago. So yeah, Chicago makes shit choices, we pay for it. I think we should be able to leave. Hickenlooper is a name, I love that name. The government has so much faith in SSI that government employees pay into a separate pension fund. Exactly. Why aren't government workers on the same crap as we are? I'm just saying. Here's a good one for you. Why aren't federal workers on 401k? The government is always telling you how amazing 401ks are. Get a 401k. Get a 401k. Do you have a 401k? You should. Hell, you should have 7 of them. They tell you how great 401ks are. Push them up your ass. Then you go look at government workers. How's your 401k? Well, we don't have a 401k. What do you mean 401k? We have this government retirement thing that's wholly separate. That doesn't meander up and down like our 401ks. Their shit is solid. It's always going up. 401k, though, can be up here or holy shit. Yeah, they should. You are 100% right. They should be on the same thing. If 401ks are so amazing, every government worker should be on it. Boy, you want to see this country, done different by our government? Our government would make a lot different choices if all of them were on 401ks. Tell me. Yeah. That would, just even be saying that out loud. You government worker somewhere will hear that and just be sitting there driving all of a sudden. Ooh, disturbance in the force. Squeak! His ass will squeak tight. Somebody just said, holy shit, I should have a 401k instead of my government plan. Yeah, they should all be on 401ks. 100%. So yeah, 100%. Now here's a little debunk. A lot of these idiots are talking about Trump is taking away Social Security. No, he's not. I know people. I have elderly family members. I know people with illnesses even worse than mine that are living on Social Security and benefits or disability. Nothing's gone wrong. Nothing's changed. Nothing is going to change. Nothing's projected to change. In fact, if you go through history, it's Democrats who have gone through SSI and all of our so-called entitlements and screwed us. It's going to go broke because Democrats stole the money by putting it in the general fund and spending it. Look it up. That's Democrats. Yeah, Democrats are the ones that don't pay back when they did have money. Democrats are the ones that brought in 30 million illegals and tossed them on the rolls. Yeah, on food stamps, on all this other crap. They are only entitlements for people who've never paid in. That is a big problem right there. Some welfare recipients who've never worked, yep, that's an entitlement. Illegal aliens coming here, yep, that's an entitlement if they're getting our stuff. For people who've worked in this country and paid in, I do not want to hear anybody call that a fucking entitlement. I don't give a shit what side of the aisle you're on. That is not an entitlement. When somebody works 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, seeing that come out of their paychecks, you own a business, you ought to see how much it comes out. Oh, I did. I know he was paying for me, and me and my business partner weren't paying for us. We were paying for our employees. And then there's extra Social Security and other taxes that come out just because of having a business. That is not an entitlement to when you pay in. That is our fucking money, and we are owed that. So I will piss on any Republican who calls that an entitlement. I'm sorry, I don't think Charlie Kirk and Tim Pool and some others actually call it that. It's not an entitlement when you pay for it. Fuck off. If none of my money had ever gone to it and I was getting something, that's an entitlement. But these idiots are marching. Oh, Social Security's going to go away. If you're a government worker like this guy over here in his AFGE shirt, he will never get Social Security. The government workers have their own thing. So government workers marching about Social Security, it's only because their jobs and their grift is going away. So yeah. The voters in the front range out here, oh yeah, Colorado's got huge problems. That's why a lot of people don't like when some people leave like California or New York or Illinois and bring their vote. That's the dumbest thing ever. Your voting style and who you voted for and what you did screwed your state into a mud hole so bad you are leaving. But then you'll go to another state that's better and go, I wanted you to do what we did in the other state. Ah, fuck, you're stupid. Smooth brains. Smooth brains. Not even first level thinkers. They're like a plague. 100% like a plague. So yeah. Go show you how the rest of us, yeah, exactly. Thing is, our Social Security system, it was designed for a lot less people. I get it. And people with an increasing birth rate, which we can talk about why our birth rates dropped. Okay, I will do that real quick. Our birth rate is not where it should be, our replacement rate. Why? Because the middle class was the ones usually having kids. People are like, the middle class isn't having kids. Why not? Because we're paying for all the poor people in this country. We're getting taxed. The middle class is getting taxed to death. And I'm low middle class, but I'm in that middle class barely. But low middle class, the middle class people are getting taxed to death. A lot of them can't afford kids. We're paying for all this bullshit for illegal aliens. Illegal aliens come and get all the freebies. They get to have kids on our dime. They get their medications on our dime. They get food, housing, cell phones on our dime. While the poor middle class guy is drowning in taxes and can barely pay the grocery bill for him and his wife. Him and his wife are like, Jesus, how are we going to ever have kids? They're like, shit, right now we can't. You got people. I have a neighbor who bought a house. He got in just before Biden fucked the economy. He's low 20s. And some of his friends were talking to me about 8 months later during the Biden administration going, man, a lot of us will never own a house. That's why. The younger generation, even the working generation, a working amount of them, are looking going, shit, we can't afford nothing. We will never own a house, most likely, unless things change. We can barely afford rent. Our food prices are through the roof. Cars are crazy expensive. And I'm sorry, we're not like Europe where there's tiny little distances. Americans, when I was going to work, you're driving 40 plus minutes a day. Good luck with a mass transit in a country this big. It doesn't work. But yeah, middle class can't afford kids. You know? There's not programs, and they'll hunt you down. If you go and have a baby, then and try to walk out on a bill, they'll hunt you down and take anything you do have. But an illegal or a person on the, and the poor side can just do it. Don't pay nothing. That's the problem. It's all on the backs of the middle class. So the middle class can't have kids. The most producing people in this country can't have kids. The most stable mentally can't have kids. That's why we're having problems with our Social Security system. Also throwing other people on that shouldn't have it. People on welfare going, I just get so upset when I leave the house. I just can't handle it. Holy shit. No. My gods. Yes, 100%. They did. Bringing your vote with you is dumb. But these people here, I don't think they're going to get that. Now, let me see if I can find where I went here. Was it this one? No, that's me posting my links here in Rumble. Let me check Grumble real quick. I've never had a chatter on Grumble, so whatever. Funny, my views on Rumble are higher than on the tube. So strange how that works. But yeah, here is over at Colin Rugg. Local reports here in Boston say there's 20,000 in attendance. Let me get my headphones. So yeah. But yeah, middle class is getting screwed. On Wall
Street and the economy.
We can't have kids because you can't afford it. You just can't afford it right now. And I don't want to hear anybody. I'm sorry if any of you guys disagree with me. Too bad. You're wrong. I'll say it. It's not an entitlement when we pay for it. I do get pissy when Tim Pool and some of these other conservative, Tim's not a conservative, but he starts to call them entitlements. It's only an entitlement if you didn't pay for it, Tim. It's only an entitlement, Charlie Kirk, if you didn't pay for it. That's like saying my car is an entitlement because I bought it and paid for it. If somebody just said, hey, here's a car from the government, that's an entitlement. The right has got to get that shit under control on themselves. Calling all these programs we have as entitlements. Bullshit. So like I said, I'm not a right or a left person. I look at common sense and honesty. I can shit on both.
Here's a live look at Boston, Massachusetts now as we check back in on one of our top stories, anti-Trump protests.
And what are they protesting?
Across the country today.
Come on, say it in the chat. What are they protesting? They're protesting against ending fraud. They're protesting against big government. They're protesting against waste. They're protesting against bullshit wars. They're protesting against stopping criminal illegals from coming over and ending some of them over themselves. Who will delete them? Not a thought.
As we check back in on one of our top stories, anti-Trump protests.
They are protesting
across the country today after a tumultuous week, to say the least.
They are protesting that
on Wall Street and the economy,
illegals can afford housing that a lot of them will never get.
It was not Boston. There it was an unrelated.
Unless Trump really corrects stuff, it's going to be tough. It's not easy.
I'm from there. I can recognize.
But Biden and the Democrats have damaged so many homeowners, and Biden did the same thing, damaged homeowners. Young people, there's a lot of young people that feel lost because they'll never own a home, and a lot of these are in this crowd. They are protesting against fixing their chance of owning a house someday. You know, half of them couldn't even push a lawnmower over their grass because they have those soy noodle arms. This is just Boston. There are others. Let me see if I can find what I did here. We're going to skip around because I was in a hurry. Now, there's another one in Boston. I saw some in New York. Let me scan through here. Sorry, guys. I was trying to deal with my... this is what happens when I read during the day and I'm at the gym. So we're going to go through some of these later. That's our next story we're going to talk about. Oh, here we go. All these protests happening across the country today are funded by Soros. That is a fact. This is, I believe, New Yorkie. Look at them idiots. Look at that. Look at them dum-dums. They are protesting against common sense. Against fact. And I'm going to give them all credit. So far as I can tell, there's no violence. So kudos, lefties, for learning. This may be a mostly peaceful protest. So yeah, dumb. Just what they're protesting against. Smooth brains. Yep. Now, here's one thing I don't like, and I know some people get mad when I say this. Freedom of speech. Yes. Unless you got actual real permitting and allowable, you got police setting up blocking off roads and stuff and doing it the right way. Get out of the goddamn streets. But if they got that, hey, go for it. But I can stick with peaceful. But yes, Soros is paying for this shit. Let's... Hi, Jim. Here you go, Jim. Here's some of the people protesting. Oh, Jimmy Jim. Oh, here you go, bud. What do you think of that? There's a crew. There's a crew. Mm-hmm. How many mental enhancement drugs or stabilization drugs do you think these people are on? Yeah. I'm going to bet almost any one of these people here may have a medication list longer than me with my health problem. Yeah. Oh boy. And I love, by the way, look at the flag in the background. Look what is right there. So, okay. We're not fascists. We're not socialists. We're not communists. Don't believe your eyes. That should be the Democrat theme of the last 5-6 years. Don't believe your own lying eyes. Don't believe your own lying wallet. Yeah. This is not the first one of these flags I've seen, by the way. I saw one in person at an anti-deportation protest. And I had to double take. I was like, what the fuck? And I tried to ask some girl who was holding it, but are you a communist? No, we're not communists. What the hell are you, stupid? I go, your flag has a communist symbol on it. That is not. She didn't even think that was a communist symbol. Boo. So yeah, there you go, Jim. I actually had you in mind, too, before you made that comment when I put that in there. Leftist protesters in Portland, Oregon. I don't know. Should we literally, is there anything Portland does? I know I got the sound down so I can talk too. Is it? Yes. Marching with Nazi symbols. Marching with, talking about, 1940s Germany. What democracy looks like is the election we just had. These are just people pissed off that democracy didn't go their way. It's not democracy. You guys lost. This is just your freedom of speech to protest. So yeah, I don't think we should listen to Portland or anything. Oh God. I'm sorry, Jim. You got me. Didn't see that one coming. Do they realize that the stripes on their flag are straight? That's a good point, though. Shouldn't their stripes on their flag be like wavy? Like, to represent their spectrum? Yeah, they're all straight. I'm going to use that. Oh, Jim. That's good. Queer folks and immigrants are not disposable. Queer folks and immigrants are not disposable? Immigrants are. Just saying. Disposable, I send them back. Quick question here as I'm scanning down, but I disagree with Rand Paul on this. If tariffs, okay, now this is a guy, Rusty Schrader Rand Paul is actually saying the president should have to have the approval of Congress to do anything with tariffs. Wrong. That's against the law, for one. And he says, no, Rand Paul needs to sit down and shut the fuck up, just like any of the naysayers. Yes, and I usually agree with Rand Paul. But I like this meme. If tariffs do not work, as so many lefties are saying, why do they work for other countries charging us? Try asking one of them that. Go, if tariffs are so horrible, then why is it okay for every other country to have them? Brains will go boom. So let me see if I can pull this up. See if I had what they were talking about here. No, this is just in response to, here it is. I will get there. I'm trying to see. We're going to finish the protest thing. Sorry, you know me, I wander. Squirrel. All right. Most likely George Soros operatives. Actually, it is George Soros paying for this stuff. Let's see where... Oh, these are lefties. This is lefties on the march. It didn't start with gas chambers. It started with one party controlling the media. That's you, lefties. You were just pissed off that X and a couple others don't follow you. You had it all. You had X, you had Facebook, you had Twitch, you had Twitter at the time was X. You had it all. YouTube. You got rid of Parler because they didn't go with you. You got rid of people. Platforms, YouTube. You had it all. You could take people down at will. You were the one controlling the narrative. So were you the Nazis that started this? I think so. You're just mad that you don't have the whole media anymore. One party controlling the message. One party deciding what is truth. Hey, I seen a member of the Biden administration trying to make a whole 1984 style agency of misinformation. Yeah, the government will tell everybody what the real truth is. Remember that? Little Mary Poppins singing about the facts and truth and lies. So, once again, Democrats are smooth-brained stupid. Because everything they're saying here, projection. They did this. They did this. One party dividing citizens. Democrats. Democrats say everything is race and gender. Most people on the right are like, I don't give a rat's ass about his skin color. Why do I care about his skin color? Why do I care who they're sleeping with as long as they're not forcing it on me? I don't care what you want to be called. I don't care if it's called Joe or Jenny. As long as it ain't forced on me. Don't care. They see everything through the lens of race and gender. Everything in this. And calling on their supporters to harass them. Lefties. Even congressional lefties are on videos saying it. Lefties are the ones that walk up and have deleted people on the right. Haven't seen it the other way. Projection. projection. Brandon Tatum there. Oh, yeah, here's the hands-off protest Saturday, April 5th. Over 1,300 protests in all 50 states. If you're not okay with a madman dictator, he was elected. Dummies. The bullshit hyperbole. The last guy was much closer to a dictator. Use the government against people. All right, let me see here. Sorry, I'm trying to find something certain here. And I was zinging away at the gym. Oh, good grief. Oh, I don't have it bookmarked. But yeah, okay. I found out who the sponsor is of the Hands Off 2025 anti-Trump Elon Musk events for April 5th. It's sponsored by Indivisible. And I have their partners too. Indivisible is a Soros-funded agency. Yeah. Now I remember I found the Soros Democracy Alliance Resistance Map. Oh. Well, holy crap. Sampling of the massive network of partner organizations participating. DEMCAST. Oh, God, that's a fun one. Indivisible. Move On. Heard that one a lot. Common Cause. Our Revolution. Working Families Power. Don't know about Say You. Planned Parenthood. Surprise, surprise. 50501. Color of Change. What the hell is that one? Field Team 6. Oh, gods. Yeah. We know what they're talking about, but these are Soros foundations. Soros sponsored. And there was a thing on MSNBC that I thought I bookmarked that I must have missed unless I went by it. If you guys saw it, had Rachel Maddow actually admitting, yeah, it's Soros backed. Dope. So you can look that up if I didn't get it. But yeah, I like this. Who's this idiot child? I played this a couple days ago. Trying to fool. The Hands Off April 5th protests against Trump are 100% funded by Democrats. Yes, she's trying to say it's all centrist. So let's remind you of what these people said.
Hundreds and thousands of people in America are going to rise up against Donald Trump. A single inch of the nation will be rising up. It's not organized by the Democrats or the Democratic establishment.
For fuck's sake, do any of you liberals have any jobs? I'm going to take a wild guess that you don't. Also don't have any brain cells because this is indeed sponsored by Democrats. Don't you know who your partners are? I do. Because I went to your website. These are all the people sending you money.
All Democrat groups.
You. Come on,
all
lady.
Democrat groups. She's 100% right. All Democrat groups. And then a lot of them are directly funded by George Soros. Just follow the cash. Find one of these organizations here that isn't a leftist Democrat organization. You can't. You cannot.
Oh, yeah. Definitely not sponsored by Democrats.
Just a quickie little aside here. Something annoyed me from last night, along with something like this. I was watching Andrew Wilson. He does debates. Sometimes for the best, sometimes not, but I like watching some of his debates. He was debating some lefties on TikTok, and they were trying to give sources to each other. The lefties were given NPR as a source, but they would crap on Andrew Wilson using government sources, going, and who did that? The committee? That was Republicans. You can't use that. And they were making fun of him, laughing. Andrew Wilson missed on this one. He should have been going, you just used NPR as your main source. NPR, as we now know, on its upper levels, is all 87 people running it are Democrats. Not a single centrist or right-leaning person. So how do they get to use that as a source? If they think the congressional one, since it was run by Republicans, is not a valid source. Andrew Wilson missed. Sorry. Little aside, it bothered me since last night. But look at this. A web of DC and elite funding. One charity's lavish salaries. Possible nationwide terrorist event. Oops, not supposed to say that word. Terror event. Oopsie, YouTube. The truth about who's funding the nationwide hands-off protests. Open Society Foundation. Who's that? George Soros. I'm not going to go through all these, but I do love some of these. Some of these are really cool. Let's see some positive. We are going to move on here in a sec. Not going to beat this dead horse, but there are people out there who are saying go out to counter protest, and I've seen some. I like this. Black Americans really did not show up to these April 5th protests. This is Atlanta, Georgia, by the way. Ain't a lot of melanateds there. Well, oh boy, okay, hold on. I'm going to get myself in trouble. Well, there are not a lot of Target stores to steal TVs from right there. Yep. Oh boy. We're a lot of free TVs, tennis shoes, and cell phones right around that area they get their hands on. New Hampshire protest. Okay. I love this. Okay, now this is just a nice little... these guys do a good job making fun of the protests. Before I play it, I'm going to catch up on the chat real quick, see where you guys are. When we get moved, I'll be on the border of New Mexico. Ugh. I'm not sure that's much better, hon. I've been to the Four Corners. Oh my gosh, dude. New Mexico may not be much better. They're doing a lot of stuff, illegal Second Amendment stuff there too. Brandon never even knew where he was or the time of day or even where the potty room was. What? But yeah, listen to this. These guys make fun of the April 5th people. And he really nails it. This is great.
Bro, you excited to march on April 5th? It's going to be awesome.
I am so sorry. What's happening on April 5th?
Millions of Americans are going to march in protest. It's like a really big deal, man.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
What are you guys protesting?
Donald Trump, of course. Come on, man. What else would we be protesting?
Right, okay, but what
else?
exactly are you protesting about?
Pretty much every single thing he's been doing since he got into office. I mean, he is a terrible president.
Okay, hold on. Let me get this straight.
Yeah.
So you're protesting the fact that he's almost uncovered $1 trillion in shady government spending? Like, you're mad about that?
Yeah, like no one asked him and Elon to uncover all this shady stuff.
Okay.
Which is why we're also protesting Tesla. God, I'm so glad their stock is plummeting.
Wait, hold on. So your solution was to light a bunch of Teslas on fire and commit a domestic act of terrorism?
Don't exaggerate it,
Terrorism.
man. We're protesting.
No, protests would be like, picket signs and marches and stuff. That
Okay.
was an act of terrorism.
Okay, that all aside, what about all the
Bad
nonsense
word.
with Canada? With all these tariffs and stuff, now Canada hates
Hold
us.
on. You do realize that Canada has been putting 300% tariffs on the United States for years. I think Trump's just tired of seeing us getting dicked over, and he just wants to even the playing field a little bit.
Wait, Canada's been doing it to us?
I'm sorry.
What's wrong?
You're the one protesting. Do you fact check anything?
Come on, man. I don't have time for that. I'm too busy getting ready for the protests.
Got it.
So, what's it gonna be, bro?
You know what, man? I think I'm busy on that day.
Oh,
but
okay.
Best of luck with your protest.
Thanks.
I just think that is epic. He lays it down. These guys lay it down perfectly. It is so perfect. I saw this on post on Revolver News. If you want to go look at it, give them a thumbs up. Maybe get to the original. If that's not the original, but they really nail it. These people just make zero sense. What they did left out also is burning Teslas. So destroying one of the most it is very American Tesla, whether you like it or not. Yes, they get components from all over the world. No choice. But it's a very American car company. It's more American than Harley Davidson is right now. Sorry, Harley. Big fact. If you look at where your shit for your Harley comes from, oh crap. Yeah. But Tesla's a very American company, employs a crap load of Americans. So their idea is, let's go decimate American jobs. Ugh. But then they'll blame Trump for that too. Idiots. Now this is another one. Like I said, we're about done with this protest thing. We'll move on, but I love common sense. Common sense is great. Here we go. Ready for some common sense?
If you're participating, turn off your biometrics.
As loud as it
Have a
goes.
Sharpie to write phone numbers on. Make sure that the people that you are participating with have some sort of bail bond set up. Make sure that people know where you are. Make sure that you have some sort of way to communicate with the people that you're with. These are things that I hope people know already when it comes to protesting, but if you don't, it's important to know the biometrics so that law enforcement can't get into your phone without a passcode that you are not required to give. Sharpies to write phone numbers on in case you're not taking the phone, so that you have a phone number that you can memorize, whether it is a guardian, a parent, a spouse, a partner, a friend, a lawyer, so that you don't lose that number. Communications, so that you can communicate with people that you're with that are in ways, again, not easily accessible. Making sure that you're not alone. I know community can be difficult to build right now, but if you can have somebody with you, have somebody with you. especially for the unknown. And I'm going to be perfectly frank, white people, this is your time to stand in the gap. This is your time to take the front line. This is your time to not expect black and brown people to be alongside.
And there we go again. The nose rings. Give it away. I don't care what color you are. The nose rings are pretty much the international symbol. And the more nose rings, the more goofy. Once again, they can't just have anything come out of their mouth without race being involved. Let's see here. Telling each other to look out for police. Oh, look at this. Yeah, okay. All right, last thing we're going to talk about is, okay, we're going to move on. I was going to talk about Brandon Johnson getting attacked. He should have done more, honestly. But here's where we're going to move on to. This bothers me. I'm going to have to dance on this one not to get myself in trouble. Because I'm not just on YouTube. Or not just on Rumble. Sorry. Teen stabber makes outrageous demand after, you know what, to a football star 17 who got deleted in his twin brother's arms. Okay, this is to do with the football player, this Austin Metcalf, who, yeah, there was maybe a kerfuffle. Seems like most witnesses are saying that Carmelo over here on the right was the aggressor. That he was sitting in somebody else's pavilion, almost like a private area, not quite, but something like that, where it's set up by a certain group of people, and he wouldn't move when asked. But then he pulls out a long, big old knifey thing, and yeah, ends this poor kid. He left this earth in the arms of his twin brother. At first, this guy's father, who isn't around in this guy's life, and I'm sorry, when you end somebody, you're a guy. You ain't a kid anymore. Who isn't even around is, he's so peaceful and so good. Then why is he... Okay, and I'm one that says I don't like people telling me about carrying my concealed carry or having my pocket knife in my pocket. What the hell are you carrying a Rambo-style pokey thing in your bag for on school grounds? What in the shit? So, yeah, but this guy... He's not looking to be too fuzzy like his family trying to say. The dad who isn't around. Love that. Isn't the kid's life, really. Not very much by the looks of it. High school senior Carmelo Anthony, 17. Hope they try him as an adult. I believe they are. Made an outrageous demand after he was charged with... in the death of... Boy, it must be nice to just be on Rumble. Gosh darn. In the ending of high school football star Austin Metcalf, 17, Anthony's family hired a defense attorney and requested to lower his $1 million bond. No. Nope. Double nope. And I'll show you why here in a little bit. His attorney, Derek Walpole, spoke to local NBC affiliate KXAS-TV outside the Colon County Jail in McKinney, Texas, on Friday and revealed that Anthony is claiming self-defense. Okay. Now, see, when they do these bail, they also take in any witness statements and stuff into account, and there's a lot of witnesses, multiple skin tones, who said that Carmelo was the aggressor. When he was asked to move, he got aggressive. So, yeah, he amped up the problem. That is by multiple witness statements. So that goes into with his bail. He can claim whatever he wants, but then there's 5, 10, 20, 30 witness statements saying, hey, no. that goes, they take that into account. He's claiming self-defense in the alleged ending, wrongful ending. How's that? I know that my client said it was self-defense. I don't have any reason to disbelieve him, but I need to develop facts, talk to people, figure out what's going on before I make any statements about what I think happened. Good, then he can stay in jail for now. I don't have any reason to think it wasn't self-defense this time. It's your job as a defense attorney. Your job is to believe your client and give him the best defense, even if you do think he's the ender. Even if you do think he was aggressor. It doesn't matter. It's bullshit. Walpole added they only had a few hours to speak with Anthony, but confirmed that he'd requested a bond hearing next week as Anthony and his family grapple with the murder. By the way, I do not want this kid out. Who's to say he won't disappear? I'm just saying. The disturbing sequence of events occurred at track and field meet at the Kuykendall Stadium in Frisco, which is Dallas-Fort Worth metro area. And here's this kid. He looks like he was trying to do something, so it's unfortunate. But we're going to talk a little bit here in a second about it. I don't think he should get a lowered bond yet. If there's proof comes out that maybe Austin was the main problem, okay. But I still think you get in a disagreement with somebody, you don't just pull out and them. You do not drive anything into their heart over a disagreement. There was a whole stadium full of people. What in the shit? There are people there, if there's a scuffle or a kerfuffle, that could help end it. People would step in. It wouldn't go too far, most likely. But to pull that out and end somebody's life over a disagreement or a scuffle is craziness. He cannot say, I was in fear for my life in a stadium full of maybe a couple thousand plus people around you. Unless what he's going to say, oh, all these people were against me. They all wanted to see me ended. Bullshit. Bullshit. At the very least, major overreaction that cost this kid his life. So, yeah. But we can read into this. A lot of people know about it. Now, here is a problem. His dad said it was his son. His son was headed to play for college football. Yeah, that's what they say. He said he was good. Now, here's a problem. Yeah. They're saying he's so great and so amazing. Huh. What's that? That sure looks like this kid. So, he was the great, peaceful, never hurt anybody that his dad was saying, he's so peaceful. He wouldn't do anything. Huh. People dug up old posts. They're going, well, shit. Okay. So, what's this? Doesn't look all that perky, friendly, fuzzy there. He looks kind of aggressive. Kind of like he's got a problem. Just saying. I've held firearms, but I don't make flash symbols, my gang symbols or whatever, or flip people off and stuff. Any real firearm owner knows, you watch your P's and Q's. Not this. So this is crap. He was not some fuzzy little guy that wouldn't hurt a fly. He was playing ghetto games. So, not cool. Yeah. This is stupid. This kid, there's some stuff here. And I'm going to say, I don't know for sure. But what if the court was made aware of this? What if the court saw this? That's not prejudicial. That's just a fact. That is a fact. And in bail, that could mean something right there. Basically, witness statements and that, and the fact that a 17-year-old kid had a big sticky thing shoved into his heart. Woof. There's too much. No, keep him in jail until we know what the fuck. That is stupid. Don't go flashing gang symbols with a bunch of firearms and don't be flipping. Just don't be playing ghetto games. So I have a whole bunch of problems with this whole thing. God, the violence from one side. I talked about this, so have other people. Oh, God, what's his name? I forgot his name. From Daily Wire. He really stepped in it by admitting facts. There's a problem with the melanated people in our country. I'm sorry, and it's not all. I know a lot of them that are great. 100%. Would never speak ghetto speech. I know a lot of non-melanateds that want to speak ghetto speech, walking around little white tank tops, act all badass with their pants hanging off. But I'm sorry. When 14% of the population, and I'm even including the women, it's mostly the 6% that are guys. When about 6 to 7%, I'll even be nice, give you 10%. We know it's mostly not the women, but I'll give you 10%. When 10% is committing well over half of the violent crimes and endings in this country, there's a problem that they need to address. They need to address a big issue they have. Oh, I forgot who that was from Daily Wire. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Bunny. They have raised $15K for him on GoFundMe. They banned Kyle Rittenhouse from the site. See, that's crap. I didn't know that. Yeah, see, they banned Rittenhouse, and man, that was so clear self-defense. There are people still today that think Kyle Rittenhouse is a racist, that he went out and ended brown people. They think he ended brown people. Nobody involved was brown. The people that attacked him, he had problems with all night, were cracker peoples. They were saltines and Ritz, you know? But, oh no, I've heard people spout this crap. It's just like the Trump, everybody, good people, both sides hoax. They still think this because, once again, lefties do not know anything. They don't know facts. They look at headlines, they're led like sheep, and Rittenhouse says, Trump said there's good people and them white supremacists. Yeah, crap, they don't care, look at nothing. So yeah, it's bullshit. Yeah. He knew he was under another school's tent. Yeah, that was it. And they just asked him to move. From what I've seen, I'm not into the courts or anything, but from what I've seen, there are witnesses that he just asked him to move, and this guy got aggressive. Like I said, they're saying he was the major aggressor. So, I'm sorry, melanated folks. You got to do something about what's going on in your society. You need dads in the home. Stop having mamas going, I don't like this phrase no matter who uses it. My baby mama, my baby daddy. That is such an idiot phrase. That's my baby mama. That's one of my baby's daddies. Huh? That's that baby daddy. That's that baby daddy. That's that baby daddy. That's my baby mama. That crap needs to go away in the melanated community. It needs to go the fuck away. You need to get the hell, no more welfare. Stop the welfare. If you have a kid, fine. That's a mistake. You're on welfare, whatever. Something happens to your job. I don't care. You don't get to have more. Once again, middle class can't afford to have kids, but these people can just afford and we pay for it. Nope. We'll clean that up real quick. You say you get no more for having more of them while you're on it. Zip. And you'll get more. How about this? If you're not marrying your baby daddy, we cut it in half. If you're going to marry baby daddy and he lives under the same roof, yeah, we'll give you full. Take care of that kid. At least get some dads back in the house. At least get some accountability. Get out of the ghetto crap. And I'm not saying, oh, because I live in a shit area. No. You choose to go into this ghetto BS. This mindset. And it's racism, too. There's a lot of racism. Yeah, people are still mad Kyle Rittenhouse got off. Yeah. And it's, Bunny, now don't say it that way. Kyle didn't get off. He was rightfully found innocent. When you say get off, that makes them think, see, he got away with something. Don't watch the wording. Watch the wording. I'm trying to remember what the name of the guy is on Daily Wire who stepped in it the other day, but I thought the post was really good and I didn't save it. Who's the guy did the movie Am I Racist? It's a question, YouTube, about a movie. Oh gosh, hang on guys. Hang on. Oops, didn't spell that well. There we go. Who is in that? I can't remember who it is. Sorry, guys. I'm not trying to ignore you. Oh, him. Matt Walsh. Ooh, there we go. That's what I wanted to look at. He stepped in it a day or two ago. Yeah, here we go. If I told you that a young man stabbed another young man to death for telling him that he was in the wrong seat, then I told you that one young man, this altercation was unmelanated and the other was melanated, and then I asked you to guess the race of the assailant, every single person would know the answer immediately. Young melanated males are violent to a wildly, outrageously disproportionate degree. And that's just a fact. We all know it, and it's time that we speak honestly about it or nothing will ever change. 100%. He has taken some major heat over this. But I don't see how it's wrong. Why is it we coddle when they are committing the overwhelming majority of the crimes, and there's such a tiny percentage? That's it. We got to start fixing this. And I heard some people actually spout, I don't know, it was Tim Poo or somebody was talking about it, or some guest he had on, or I can't remember where I saw this. I really can't, or I would tell you, because I don't like to take credit for anything. But somebody was talking about, hey, when I'm out, when I see one melanated person, some random place, I don't give a rat's ass. Exactly. If I'm in some area, in the Democrat cities or lefty cities or in the big cities, and there's a group of them standing at a street corner, doing ghetto talk, pants off their butt, then you get worried if you're a less melanated person. You do. And it's not because we're, because of their race so much. It's because we know by math they're violent. The math says you should watch them for your safety. That is your self-preservation instinct and simple math kicking in. Both of them. But we're not supposed to talk like that. Oh my God, we're not supposed to talk like that. So yeah, it is stupid that we can't state facts. Once again, I'm not saying all of them. But once again, when about 10% of the population is committing the overwhelming majority, well, not the overwhelming, but the majority of violent crime and endings, there's a problem. We should be able to talk about it openly. You're just a racist if you mention that. It's facts. Statistics. And Matt was taking some heat, so he put some stuff down proving it. You need to see some data proving that the melanated males are disproportionately violent? Okay. Well, literally all crime stats bear this out. Yes, they do. Expanded HAMA data. Race of victim. Yeah. The numbers prove it 100% here. Yeah, they like to be violent. So, but why can't we just state facts? I do not understand it. And you are more likely to get nailed by one of them than they are to get nailed by one of us. Let's put it that way. But facts just can't be talked about. Boy, did he... See, I love this. Holy shit, he's not even hiding his disdain for melanated peoples. Hey, D-bag, show us the data. Support your wild opinion. Boom. And this is just one. You can pull up FBI stats for decades proving this. Police stats in almost every single city. There's tons of stats for this. Justice Department has tons of them. But we've all not supposed to talk about it. But no, that is kind of part of this. This kid you wouldn't think so, but he's still violent. And I feel bad because it looks like he was maybe doing some other stuff with his life. But then he's back with holding up the guns and doing gang symbols. I don't get it. And I don't like it. I don't want to see some 17-year-old kid end his, really, he may have ended his own chances of doing something great in life because there's a good chance he could spend 10, 20 years in jail. That is horrendous that we have a youth in America doing this. So, but yeah, so I don't know. I don't like it, but Matt Walsh really stepped in it. But every time somebody comes back at him, here's he go. They ask for facts, he gives it to them. So yeah. So, I don't know. That was mostly what I wanted to talk about today. We can dig into a few dum-dums if you guys like. Let's see here. What was I after? Oh, what are my bookmarks? Some of my fun ones. Oh, did you ever see the Brandon Tatum? He got into it, went after some dude taking the stuff, and the cops stood there. The police just stood there. There were people actually going, hey, stop them. And the police just... Every one of those cops should be fired. 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 Yeah, every one of them. Let's see. Sorry, guys. Now watch this. These cops do nothing. I may have to mute because of music at times, so... Don't want to play. They're stealing stuff, and the cops are right there. You see those cops? Doing nothing. Brandon Tatum pushed a couple, they got in his face. They came on him, and they're telling him to get back. Yeah, they're telling the cops, look at the cops. Every one of them should be fired. Fired. Right now. Get out. You're done. You don't get to be a cop. I don't give a shit. I love cops. I love cops. I got blue line stuff on my vehicles. I've always supported police. I've given to agencies. Screw you. Every one of these cops should be fired. When you stand there and let somebody come and get in people's faces, push people, steal property, fuck you. You're not a cop. You're done. Get out. Do not be a cop. It's like an auto mechanic going, well, I don't want to work on a car. If you don't want to enforce laws because, oh, I'm too afraid to actually do my job against lefties, or, well, you know, the campus supports the lefties, so we'll just let it happen. Don't be a cop. Well, our mayor is a lefty, so, you know, I may take some heat for stopping people from stealing. These cops just stand there. I'm going to have to mute this. That music is really loud. But they're telling them to go. They are telling these police, as you can see back here, they tell them, go get them. They do nothing. Nothing. Music is real loud. I'm trying not to get hit. But they tell them to go get them, these cops. Look at them. That guy's telling them too, hey, what are you doing? They're pointing at them. They're doing nothing. Zip. Stealing stuff, walking off, damaging. Look at them. They're not in a hurry to do jack shit. Brandon Tatum standing there going, what the fuck? Look at these cops doing jack. Nothing. Fired. Fired. We need cops that'll do their job. Sorry, if you are not willing to do your job, by the way, if this had been the other way around, I bet they would have done something. Maybe not. But then once again, they should be fired. Fired. I'm tired of this. And I agree with some other people who said this. I support the police. I love police. I grew up in an area. I still wave at cops, which I found out when I moved into town. I had a police officer pulling me over for it. Seriously. I just naturally have lived in the country my whole life. Hey, cop pulling me, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, just waving at you? Well, you need to watch yourself. You do the wrong thing. That may look bad to us. I'm like, a wave? Okay, whatever, dude. But I still do it. I still wave to cops. I wanted to be a cop. My lungs said no. Didn't have a choice. But I don't give a rat's ass. We all support the police thing. We should never unconditionally support the police. Should just say, oh, support all officers. These cops should not be supported. They should be fired. If cops do right, fine. If they break your constitutional rights, automatic dismissal and never be a cop again. They break your constitutional rights. This right here, on video, not doing their job, letting somebody steal, get into people's faces, lay hands on people. Brandon Tatum had to push back because people were touching. They were touching other people who tried to stop them. They let it happen. That's assault or battery at the one of them, assault or battery, and theft on camera. And these cops, thumb up ass. Well, we're not going to do it. People are yelling, do something, get in there. Nope. Nope. Not a bit. Yeah, exactly. Kyle was vindicated. OJ got off. 100%. 100%. Hell, jurors in the OJ thing even admitted years later. They knew he was guilty. They found him innocent because they didn't want it to come back on them. But no, police should never just be automatically supported. I know I'm going off on this, but this is just stupid. This is one of the reasons we have so many problems, why the left is so violent, because they can get away with it. They just do this crap and the police don't do jack. Even the good cops say there's some bad eggs. Well, I'm sorry. I'm going to say something maybe controversial. I am friends with a couple retired police officers, and we disagree at times. I'm going to say our police forces are probably 60% good people, 40% absolute shit. There are some that are in for the power trip. Some don't give a rat's ass what the laws are. They will do whatever ordered. It might even be closer to 48% that are bad. Look at panda flu. There are police that would arrest people for opening their business, doing unconstitutional shit, going and arresting people for having church services. They would do illegal stuff. And they'll just, what is their excuse? I was ordered to. But you know that's breaking the Constitution, that's breaking the law, it's breaking your oath. But I was ordered to. So there is, I'm going to say 60-40 good versus bad. There is 40% that don't give a rat's ass. They will do anything illegal. I had a police officer who I thought was a good guy until I had this little incident. Used to work out at the gym together. Him and I talked a good amount. And one day we were talking firearms and constitutional rights and carry. And he's like, well, if I pulled you over, I'm automatically taking your firearm. I'm like, no, you're not. Well, for my safety, I'm definitely going to take it. I'm like, no, you're not. Because one, the law in my state says, no, you have no right to touch my firearm if I have all the proper paperwork. You have zero right. None. He goes, well, I don't care. I'm going to take it anyway. I'm like, to hell you are. Then we got an argument there at the gym. And other people kind of weighed in. I'm like, dude, anytime you lay hands on a firearm, there's a chance of a problem. And if you are telling me you are going to take my firearm, depending on how my firearm is on my body, what if you pull it and hit that trigger and shoot me? Well, I don't care. I'm taking it. To hell you are. We are going to have a big problem. I go, that's unconstitutional. That's illegal under the laws of this state. And if something ever happened, I would end you. As in suing YouTube. That's crap. Now, anybody don't know anything about firearms, I had one of my carry firearm of the time, the one I lost in a fishing accident, was a Walther PPQ. That is a striker fire weapon. What they call that means it does not have a dedicated safety. The safety is the trigger. It's got a center trigger piece. Now, depending on how you are carrying, he's reaching in, brushes that trigger, his finger on that trigger, pulling it out of a holster that he is not familiar with, that is tight on me. Well, holsters aren't removable easily. He's pulling it, he slips, the angle is bad. The angle for your firearms are usually set for you, the carrier, not for some other person. So he's doing that and slips and ends up putting a hole in you. That is crap. So not all cops are good. I used to think he was a good cop until that. He argued against me and every other person. They're going, no, that's not the law. I don't care. Then you shouldn't be a cop. That is the problem. There are way too many bad ones who will just, and I'm all for about your safety, officer. I really am. But you don't get to automatically say that I'm violent because I have a firearm, which is my constitutional right. A constitutional right does not mean I'm automatically a violent person. You have one. Fuck you. You are not better than us. Not trying to piss on police, but fuck that. They are not better than us. They're not above us in rights. You do not get to grab it. That is a way to have it go off. Some of us tried to even tell him, dude, we would just keep our hands where you can see them. Our hands are up. Well, I don't care. I'm taking it. No. That is crap. But yeah, I know I may take some heat from that from some police I know, but no, too bad. You do not get to take it. That's not the law. I mean, we even talked to him. Sorry, this ticked me off because we're like, you pull me over for a taillight out, you're going to lay hands on my firearm and have a possible problem? It's like, that is stupid. And these cops here are no better. Letting somebody steal, letting somebody get in people's faces, push and shove, which is laying hands on, and do nothing. Did nothing. Yeah. Now, cops stood there doing nothing. Spineless. Exactly. Yep. This is what happened when police let thugs run wild, and that's why we have what we have with the lefties. That's why we have what we have. Sorry, guys. Yeah. But yeah, I was just, let's go back to bookmarks. But yeah, so let me see if I can find my bookmarks here. There we go. We're going to find some of the funny ones and end here in a little bit. So please hit thumbs up if you haven't. Let me find some of the goofies. I thought I had some goofies in here. Oh, okay, last serious thing. Do you support Attorney General Pam Bondi going after every protester vandalizing property in D.C.? Not just D.C. If you're vandalizing, destroying, burning property, yes. My problem is, as I noted, see if I put it here somewhere, I'd like her to do something. She's the biggest disappointment of the Trump administration, and sadly, Kash Patel hasn't been doing too much either. Yeah. I said, you got to do something, man. Just can't sit there. Yeah. I think Pam Bondi is a big disappointment. What do you think? I think she's a huge disappointment. She's done nothing or very little. She has time to go on the news agencies, say she's going to do some shit, but she rarely does anything. She just doesn't do anything. Hell no, she needs to get off her butt and start arresting Kobe, Barr. She needs to do something. Somebody says, people keep saying here, Dad, do something. She's doing nothing. She's done zero. Or very little. How about not zero, but very little. To me, she is a huge disappointment. But that's, what do you guys think? I think she's a huge disappointment. I just do. I just can't stand her. I don't think she's done anything useful. All right, we'll go with her at the end. Sorry, guys. I didn't get these in order because this is when I'm at the gym. I'm reading between sets. Oh, I thought I had some good ones in here. Oh, good grief. Sorry, it's been a day. Oh, okay. Here's a fun one to start with. Oh, and I got another cool Japanese Trump ad to end with here in a little bit. So, okay. Do I even have to play it? Or do you already know what's about to happen here? Oh, my Lord. I mean, geez, look at her. Wow, did that freeze up for her? Okay, there it goes. So, obligatory nose ring. Obligatory crazy eyes. Some weird, I'm getting in touch with some type of Native American or African roots type jewelry and clothing. I'm going to guess Native American or American Indian. Sorry. I still like playing cowboys and Native Americans. Don't sound as fun, does it? But okay, let's do the brain rot. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's copyright or not, but what the shit? So I'm being careful here. This is nutcase. What the shit? What is she wearing around her neck? God help me. I don't want to say this. I don't know. Is that a fetus thing? What the shit is that? I think she's trying to channel her inner 1.1% of Native American? Okay, so Looney. What the shit? I mean, to hell. What is your first thought when you see this video? What the hell? I can't even keep up. All right. Let's see. I think that's almost it except for the top one here. We'll do that. Then I will... Okay. This is Bob. Grisa Martinez Rosas, an illegal immigrant who bragged about how she's undocumented and unafraid of being deported today at a protest in D.C. You think Tom Homan should prioritize this illegal? Leave a thumbs up in the comments. Yes, I do. By the way, looks like she's eating pretty well here. Our poor illegal alien community. She's a chugboat. She should be thanking America. America's provided enough she can weigh as much as my pickup truck. So, hey, at the very least, we know she's not getting away from immigration if they come to her. If they show up, she's not going to... Her maple syrup in her veins are going to lock up, and her heart's going to go... So, yeah. What a crazy Beyonce Looney Tune. Yeah, no kidding. But I would love to see this one. There's sometimes you just want to see one certain person just go. I'm all for it. Go. Get her. And I still think they're not doing enough to get rid of these people. I do not believe it. I think they are just not doing near enough to get rid of them. They should just be going to the box lunch, as I keep saying. The easy ones, all boxed up, ready to go in all the hotels and schools and everything, and all the housing, the government housing we got them in and everything else. Go there and take them out. Goodbye. Goodbye. You do not get our constitutional rights when you are a citizen of another country. It's not the way it works. There are a few rights afforded to you under our Constitution and our laws, but no, our rights are for Americans. Your rights are super limited. And unfortunately, her fork hasn't been near as limited. So, woof. All right, guys, we are going to head out here in a sec. But this is, let's check home real quick. Is there anything good to ask the dad? Heartbreaking, I can't even watch that. Let's see here. I'm not even going to say that one out loud. I'm just scrolling by. Slowly. Yeah. All right. I think we're about... I don't think there's anything else new I need to talk about. Is there? No. I don't know if they're getting divorced or not. Doofus. All right, guys. Let's head on over here. Adios. Exactly. All right. Let me head on over here. I may have to pause this once or twice. But... what the hell is going on here? Another Japanese Trump video from 2016. I may have to pause this a few times or mute because of music. But let's see here. This guy might be, I think this is the one where he talks over a lot of it, so it kind of helps me. But I crap you not. Look at this ad. I don't know what's going on in Japan, but like the other one I showed you the other night where he was dodging the anime one where he's dodging the bullets from the attempt in Pennsylvania is great, but this is just what the hell. So hold on to yourselves, everyone. I'm going to start with sound on, but if I have to pause real quick and mute, we'll see. But this is just good crap. Sorry, I'm doing that. Oh boy. What the?
Someone in the Chinese market says, feet are too big.
Trump elected world president.
Yeah.
This is Crowder show.
Because it's Mike Diva, and he's a well-known VFX
What
artist.
the hell?
Oh, okay. So
that's why I'm talking over a little.
Might not be. But I mean,
it looks very Japanese, so I think we're fine.
Yeah, he's
that music.
Why is he what is that, a camel? A llama?
It's a brontosaurus.
Not a camel.
Obviously.
Trump-thosaurus and Trump with tanks and... what the hell? What the hell? Oh my God!
Trying to say
the Pantheon. What's going on here?
And were those nukes again?
Uh huh. Oh my gosh!
Oh, he destroyed the world.
Oh, okay, so it's an anti-Trump thing.
Trump 2016.
I don't know.
What the hell? I mean, seriously, what the hell? I mean, come on. What is this crap? Trump. Okay, that one's kind of cool. That one's kind of cool, though, in a way, you know? Really is. You know, I love the wall with the barbed wire, and he takes off over it. Some of these symbolism, like, what the shite? Missiles going up. Oh, come on. This is ridiculous. Uh-huh. I love the dances. Do-do-do. What is this? What the hell is that? Mad about tariffs. Who's mad about tariffs? The protesters? Of course they are. But this is hilarious. This is from 2016. What is that pose they have him doing? Okay, that's crazy. They're like little Kim Jong-un. Or, you know, look there. What the hell? Okay. Yeah. Got the Nazi thing going on there. You know, that's supposed to be out front. Off to the side is not what they did. It was a frontal arm raise. So, yeah. Oh, Lordy. What the hell? I mean, yeah, this is Japanese. This is a Japanese ad from 2016. Like I said, this is from 2016. And this clip is from the Crowder show. But yeah, I mean, what the crap? Deal with it. I mean,
Someone in the Chinese market says, feet are too big.
Well, maybe it was Japanese. I don't know. Looks or Chinese. Maybe I thought it was Japanese.
Trump elected world president.
Yeah.
I may have to challenge.
I think it's Japanese.
It's Mike
they said
Diva,
Chinese, but I
and
thought it was
he's
Japanese.
a well-known VFX artist.
Oh, okay. So it might not actually be from
Yeah,
Japan.
2016.
Mike,
It's from 2016, but what the
It
hell?
looks very Japanese, so
What
I
is
think
that?
we're fine.
Yeah, he's Asian, for sure.
The head
Why
goes
is
right
it-
on a
what is
Brano.
that, a camel?
No, that's an alpaca.
Brontosaurus.
No, it's an alpaca.
But, I mean,
It looks very
The
Japanese,
head goes up,
so I think we're
watch.
fine.
yeah, he's Asian.
That's not a brontosaurus.
Why is he a what is that?
That's
camel?
a
llama?
fuzzy
It's a
brontosaurus. That is not a brontosaurus. That is like an alpaca. It's a monster alpaca that Trump is the head of.
Why is he a what is that? A camel? A llama?
I mean,
a
what
brontosaurus.
the hell?
Obviously.
I love the dancing right here, though. What the hell is that?
There's a Nazi salute.
This is Trump 2016 from, I believe, Japan.
Were those nukes again?
I mean,
Oh, he destroyed the world.
Oh, okay. So it's an anti-Trump thing, I guess.
look at that. Yeah, Trump 2016. I don't get their message. Well, I don't know. It almost looks like he destroys the planet. So it's hard to. It's the Japanese. Anybody that's watched any Japanese anime, sometimes you get it. Other times you're going, the fuck did I just watch? They definitely think a little different. But yeah, so that is kind of the last thing I wanted to show you guys tonight. I don't know. I can't tell if they like him or not because she's hugging him. I mean, she's hugging him in this. Like I said, she's hugging him. See, she runs to his arms. She runs to his arms. She's happy to see him and runs to his arms and hugs him. I don't know. I just think it's funny. I'm not trying to figure out what the hell they're saying there. I mean, he becomes a character here that builds the wall and takes off and boom goes Earth. I don't know, but she's hugging him. She's hugging him right here. And she's riding him like an alpaca. I mean, what in the hay? So don't get me. I don't know if they like him or not. But that there is hilarious. That was weird. That is some Japanese anime. Just let you know. That is definitely some anime. All right, guys. So thank you very much for stopping in. It was different. Yes, that's the second one of those crazy ads I've dug up and found and saw. I saw one of them on somebody else's. That one I saw on Crowder. The other one I just ran into. No, it's funny. Day after I played, I saw it in other channels too. So not to say they got it from me. I'm just saying it must have been in the zeitgeist out there. Hey, Celtic Spirits Coven. I'm just about to get out of here real quick. I'll be here about a couple minutes, but welcome. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk to, except I wanted to answer. Bunny said they don't like the tariffs. Who were you talking about? So I'm not sure who you were talking about on the tariffs. The protesters? No, they don't like anything Trump's done. There is nothing they would say he did right. There are man on the street interviews where they talk about it and go, "What do you think Trump has done good?" And they go, "Nothing." They have nothing. So, yeah. Press 1 for English. Dude, I don't know. I just think that's hilarious. I mean, it is just crazy to me. The Japanese, they do crazy stuff, man. I mean, I don't know what this symbolism is. How you doing tonight, Celtic? I mean, the guy on that show there called it an brontosaurus. That's not a brontosaurus. It's got fur and a furry tail. That's an alpaca. So it's a huge alpaca. And little dudes with helicopters go around that gets shot down. So I am unsure. Japanese because of the car tariffs. Oh, well, this is old. This is from 2016, so I don't know. I don't know if they like him or not. They're probably mad. But I bet Japan is the least of our problems with that. I'm sure they don't like the car tariffs. But yeah, I mean, this is just, I don't even know what to say about this. The dances. Yeah, the car tariffs, I don't know. I don't know if Japan is that ticked off. I don't think they're the bigger problem. I think the European Union's a bigger problem than Japan. I know we get a shite load of cars from Japan, but we also get a crap load from a lot of countries in Europe. I mean, look how many BMW and Mercedes we have around here and stuff. So I think they're a bigger problem. I think they tariff us higher, too, than Japan does, if I remember right. So, yeah. I'm sure Japan's not happy about it, because, once again, they get to tariff us more. Actually, let's go find out, see what... Let's see here. Let's drop me down again. Let's see, which one? This one. Yeah, we'll start there. What y'all? Okay. Let's go here, and let's find out. Let's see. I didn't say that right, sorry. Japan deeply concerned. By the way, I'm going to say something real quick. These tariffs aren't even reciprocal. Because Trump took what these countries are tariffing us and cut it in half. So they're still getting a double their tariff on us. And they're still pissed off. Japan could lose $17 billion. How much is import tax from Japan on a car? There we go. No, because import a car from Japan is 2.5%. But what do they nail us, though, is what it is. Bring your car to Japan. Average ship a car, no. But yeah, Japan definitely nails us more. The Trump tariff, if it's 24%, means they're tariffing us at almost double that probably. Because he cut the tariffs. The reciprocal tariffs aren't true reciprocal. He's cutting them in half. Let me see if I can find out if any of these want to tell us what the tariff is going in. Oh, here we go. Now, flat 20% tariff of Sector 4, blah, blah, blah. Let's see if they'll be honest enough to tell us. They may not be honest enough to tell us. So I am unsure, because they're not going to be honest enough to tell us what Japan tariffs us. They're just going to shit on Trump for tariffing. That's the way they keep doing it. They just crap on Trump when they're tariffing us. Somehow it's okay for every country to do it to us. Oh, come on. Let's go. Let's see if they're going to be honest. No, they won't even let me go look. Nope, I'm not paying you for looking at something like that. Come on. Kyoto News. Demands removal. Okay, let me see. Let me see if they'll be honest and tell. So, when it says a lot when these news agencies won't even tell you what they tariff us. So, I could Google search it better too, I guess. But no, they're not showing any way on what they're tariffing us. I mean, yeah, tariff. Tokyo imposes a 700% tariff on just rice going in. Whoa! So yeah, no cars, Beyond that quote, it imposes a duty. Here we go. Japan has explained to U.S. To the U.S. side, that country imposes no tariffs on rice imported. We about a quota. It imposes a duty. No, I want to know about the cars. They're not. They are really avoiding telling us on the cars. I don't know why. Here we go. Trump claims Japan poses an average 46% duty on U.S. imports. As like vehicles, which is why Trump is down at 24%. So he's not even doing reciprocal. Trump is hitting every country at half. If they hit us 30, we're hitting them 15%. He's trying not to decimate the world economy. He's still playing nice. These people who hate on Trump, he's still playing nice. A true reciprocal tariff is, hey, Japan, you're hitting us 46%. We're going to hit you 46%. He's doing it 24%. He's trying to just poke at them and go, hey, time to deal with us fairly. Deal with us fairly. I'll betting if Trump would say, if Japan suddenly dropped theirs to 20%, I'll bet he would make ours 0. He understands that America's still the big boy, that they're kind of maybe trying to protect their own industry a little more than us. I get it. But I bet if they dropped theirs at 20, he would drop ours to 0. And that's still a huge increase for us. Problem is, these countries depend on screwing us. But if you go look, all of Trump's tariffs are calculated by what they're hitting us. So we're going to do half. So yeah. I think Japan will, well, that's the thing, Connie, a couple of these countries have already come to Trump and they're going, oh shit, let's talk. Vietnam already said, okay, we'll reduce ours to 0, you reduce yours to 0. That's the way it should be. The Vietnam knows, holy crap, we can't do this. These other countries are just hoping that the lefties in this country get their way and take Trump out of the presidency, or they hope the Republicans don't have balls to stand up to do this. That's what they're hoping. They're playing a hell of a game with their economy since they depend on us. But you would think, but they're dependent on screwing us. Each country screws us to the tune of billions a year. How do you think they get their national health care, all their long vacation time, their short work week? They get to retire earlier because they have billions they're taking off us in trade. So, yeah. So imagine if he actually did reciprocal on Canada, where Canada hits us for 300% on some stuff. We would decimate them. So, yeah, but he's trying not to decimate. He's trying to get people to work. Eastern women actually love Western. Means more traditional values. What do you get in an American woman? Did you lie or eugenics? What do you do to get an American woman? Did you lie or eugenics? What does that mean? What does that mean? I'm not sure I get that, Celtic. But yeah, Trump is not trying to damage these countries. He's trying not to cause a worldwide recession, but he's still trying to get something for us. So I hope he gets it. I really do. Sorry, I'm going to have to leave here real soon. My dogs are going nuts because the wife is home and we have someplace to be. So that is why that is going on upstairs right now. But thanks for coming in. My ex is from Morocco. But no. There are a few countries already coming to the table right away knowing we will decimate them. That they would lose out. Their whole economy depends on us. So they're going to come to the table. Vietnam's already done it. I think there's a couple others already coming to negotiate. If you don't want to negotiate, fine. And people are acting like it's our responsibility to support these other countries. Well, my gosh, he might decimate their economy. I don't give a shit. Deal with us fairly. Or at least close to fairly. How's that? We'll even let them have a little. But when you're tariffing our shit 46%, we're tariffing yours 2.5%. That's what we tariff cars. 2.5%, they're hitting us 46%. Not fair. Reduce it. All right, guys, I do have to get out of here. That's what's going on. That is my animals letting me know we are heading somewhere. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. Hit thumbs up on the way out. Sorry, Celtic, that you came in, that I'm leaving. Sorry about that, but had a hard out. All right, guys, talk to you later. Hit thumbs up. Share the channel and stream with anybody you like. Check out on Rumble. I'm over there, too. And I am out of here, and maybe I'll do a red eye stream tonight. We'll see. All right.